What's going on, everyone? This is Corey with Xbox Tavern with another review. SteamWorld Heist 2 is finally available for Xbox. That is to say, a SteamWorld Heist game is finally available for Xbox. If you follow the SteamWorld franchise, you may be aware that the games they make are all great in their own right, and each series usually has its own take on a certain genre. The Dig games were more Metroidvania-ish, SteamWorld Build is a management game, and the Heist series is a tactical game. The first Heist game was never made available to Xbox, so I'm coming in as a new Heist player with no knowledge of the story, although that will change after this review. So being a tactical game means that the game will have you thinking and developing strategy. Specifically, this is a 2D tactical shooter where the units you are controlling have a set number of actions per turn. Once you used all of your actions, the enemies will make their move and you go back and forth until the mission has concluded or you failed. What gives the game depth is the job system that encompasses which gun your crewmates are using and the perks that they can have enabled. As you complete missions, you earn perks for the class associated with the weapon type, and switching the weapon switches the perk tree, if that makes sense. The cool thing here is that with cogs, which are a type of currency in the game, you are able to use perks from other job trees that you have unlocked. So if you are the sniper class, for example, you have a perk tree that you are unlocking as you're playing, and all of those perks are enabled for you with no cost. If you have unlocked other perks in other trees, you can use those cogs to enable certain ones. So you can mix and match and kind of really make the ultimate crewmate, if you will. Besides perks, there are also items and permanent abilities that you can equip and unlock through gathering them and collecting a different type of currency through gameplay. This tactical section of the game makes you choose sometimes between just moving to a strategic position and actually taking a shot. This part of the game is roughly 80 to 85%, I would say. It is by far the gameplay I would focus on if looking to play this game, but know that there is also some gameplay to the overworld, which is pretty cool. Typically, the overworld is reserved for exploring and navigating to the next mission, and that's it. Here, you do navigate your submarine around the map and you uncover it. You find new bases or missions to tackle, but when necessary, you are fighting enemies as well. So these enemies are fought automatically once you get close to them, but it's up to you to dodge and maneuver yourself into a position so you can come out victorious in those smaller naval battles. The combat options are added to your sub over time, and that happens through finding items, buying them, and winning them through missions. You'll be able to add things like torpedoes, speed boosters, health packs, among other things that will all aid you in your battle of this type. At first, I thought it was a cheap way to add length and action to the game, but at times it was my focus of a particular play session to just do this naval battling just to uncover the map and grab resources around. As far as the difficulty is concerned, the game was not easy for me at times. Luckily, I was playing on the moderate or middle layer of difficulty, and I had the option of dropping the difficulty a level or two whenever I wanted, or I could increase it if it was too easy. There was even custom difficulty sliders to cater your game to your wants. The story is classical SteamWorld goodness. They have a way of really crafting the world through small bits of text here and there, which is not special to just this SteamWorld game. So if you're familiar with other ones, you're going to get that really good SteamWorld story mixed in here. I've always been a fan of the SteamWorld games that I've got to play on the Xbox platform, and I've always wanted to play Heist, and I'm glad that I finally can, in a way. I've actually, since the announcement of Heist 2, have purchased the first Heist and SteamWorld Quest on PC, and I want to get to them really soon because of SteamWorld Heist 2. One other positive note is that this game is play anywhere on the Xbox ecosystem. I was able to go between console and PC with ease while my save file was with me wherever I went. This provided a nice comparison to using the mouse and keyboard, which I grew to like better during the 2D tactical part of the game. The aiming was easier and a little advantageous, and I was able to get through combat a little quicker. That said, I prefer the controller when operating the sub in the overworld, so it's good to have options no matter how you slice it. I don't have many cons for this game. Some missions seem to go long, but that was probably more me and how slow and careful I was being. You will definitely get your money's worth with this one if you look into hours played versus dollars spent. if you're that type of person. There were some times when there were no enemies left and all I had to do was move my team to an extraction point or a gathering zone, and I still had to use action points to do so, so I could only move so far per character and then just repeat the process. I feel like it should have just been free movement at that point, or like a gather all button to just kind of move everybody because there was no threat. But those instances were kind of few and far between anyway, so not a big deal. There was also a time I accidentally bought something, but again, that probably could have been solved if I were to slow down and take my time a little bit more. Before I end this review, I almost forgot to mention the music. I found out that there's a band in the SteamWorld games that exists in real life, and they have music in this game. That band is Steam Powered Giraffe, and the music in SteamWorld Heist 2 is absolutely fitting for the game and certified bangers in my opinion. I could not possibly let this review finish without bringing that up. That said, I had a blast with SteamWorld Heist 2, which is no surprise considering my love for the other games in the SteamWorld universe. I don't play tactical games too often, but this one had me eager to get back to each day. If you aren't on XboxTavern.com already, why don't you just go there and see my final score, huh? The cool Steam-powered kids are doing it. In any case, I've been Corey, and I'll catch you in the next video.